So the last scientist that contributed on hey, you know, so the last scientist that contributed on classification of living organism is R. H. Whitaker. So the R. H. Whitaker is the one that classify all living organisms into 5 kingdoms. This man classify all living things into the how many kingdoms based on to the 5 kingdoms based on types of cell, cell what? Types, based on nucleus, based on cell wall, nucleus, cell wall, and organization of cell. So these are the what? The criteria the R.H. Whitaker used to classify all living things into the 5 kingdoms. So according to the what Whitaker, the living organisms are classified into the what? Into the how many kingdoms? 5. The first kingdom we have is what? Kingdom Monera. We call it what? Monera. This kingdom Monera comprises of what? Of 2 things. Example of organism we have under Monera, we have what we call what? Bacteria. And the second one, we have under Monera, we have cyanophyta. So this man said what? All living things can be grouped into the 5 kingdoms. We have Monera. Monera, we have what? Bacteria and what? And cyanophyta. What is the meaning of cyanophyta? The word cyanophyta means what? Blue, green, algae. Yes, blue, green what? Algae. That's the meaning of what? Cyano what? Fighter. Because the word cyan, if you have cyan in Greek, it means what? Blue, green. The word what? Fighter means what? Algae. So cyanata means what? Blue, green what? Algae. And the second one we have is kingdom Protista. This Protista is a primitive living organism. It's the first existing what? Living organism. And this kingdom Protista now divided into 2 parts. We have what we call what? Protozoa. And we have the second one, which is called what? Protophyta. Protophyte. So the Protista comprises of what? Of 2 things. We have protozoa and we also have what? Protophyta, which is what? The protozoa simply means what? The primitive animal, and the protophyta is what? Primitive plant. The first existing animal are called protozoa, and the protophyta are called what? The first existing what? Plant. An example of what? Of this protozoa, we have what? Example of protozoa, we have amoeba. Example, we have paramecium. Example of protozoa, we have plasmodium and others. But under protophyta, like I said earlier, the word prot means first, zoa means animal. The protophyta is what? The first existing plant on what? On earth. An example of what? Of protophyta or protophyte, we have Iglena viridi. We have Chlamydomonas and others. The next kingdom, this is what? Kingdom Monera, Kingdom Protista, The next kingdom under RH Witaka classification, we have kingdom fungi. So under fungi, example of fungi, we have rhizopus. We have what? Rhizopus. We have mucor and others. The next one is a kingdom plantae. So under plant kingdoms, we have what we call what? Bryophyta? No. We have what we call that plant kingdom, we have Talophyta. Talo what? Talophyta. We have Bryophyta. We have Pteridophyta. Pterido what? Phyta. We have Spermatophyta. So the last kingdom under RH Witaka classification is Animalia. Is kingdom what? Animalia. So we have an what? Animalia. Good. So the RH Witaka now classify what? Animalia into what? Into two kingdom. Into two sub or phylum. The first one here we have what? Invertebrate. Or no, let me call it invertebrate. Into two, we have what we call what? Cohordate or cohordata. Let me call it what? Cohordata. We have what? Phylum Cohordata, and we have what? Non-chordates. So the animal can be grouped into two. We have chordates and we have what? Non-chordates. What is the meaning of this chordate? The chordate is what? An animal can be grouped into what? Into two. We have non-chordate and we have we have chordate animal. Or we have non-chordata and what? Chordata. This non-chordate is comprised of 8 phyla. And the phyla we have in what? In non-chordate, we can memorize the phyla by a formula called PCP Namahe. PCP Namahe. That is what? The evolutionary trend that is occur in what? In non-chordate. And this non-chordate, we can also call it what? Invertebrate. In what? Invertebrate. They are animal without backbone. They don't have vertebral column. I mean of what? Invertebrate. I don't know what non-chordate what? Animal. And based on their what? On their complexity or evolutionary trend, the non-chordate or invertebrate animal can be memorized by what? By PCP Namahe. This first P is served as the what? The simplest one. See what? Simplest one to the what? To the complex. So the advanced invertebrate is what? Is E. E is what? Echinodermata. And the simplest invertebrate is what? Is the P. After this chapter, the next chapter move to what? Is called animal what? Diversity. So I will explain this in details. So we have PCP number. The first P there is served as what? The first P we have there is known as what? Porifera. Porifera, and they are sponges. Sponges. The second one we have what? coletrata or cnidaria. Can I call them what? Cnidaria. And the next one is the first P, pori, P-O, porifera. Second C is what? Cnidaria. The third P, you call it what? Platyhelminths. And the next one, this N is nematoda. This M, no, after N, we have A, annelida. We have M as what? Mollusca. We have E as what? Arthropoda. This M is what? Mollusca. This A, you can put it up here. This A is what? Arthropoda. Arthropoda. After arthropoda, the last one is what? Echinodon. So this now animal, I said it's divided into two. No, non-chordates and chordates. The criteria we use here is called notochord. Noto what? Notochord. So this chordate is an animal that have notochord at the back. Any animal without notochord at the back are called non-chordate or invertebrates. And this chordate animal that have what? Notochord can also group into what? Into three. What and what? The first one, we have urochordate. The second one, we have cephalochordate. And the third one, we have vertebrate. Great animal. So the chordata, the phylum chordata is the comprised of the word animal that have what? Notochord at the back. There are the three subclasses: urochordate, cephalochordate, and what? And vertebrata. So this urochordate is a chordate that is have what? It's notochord at what? At the tail region. But the chordate that is have what? Is notochord from head to tail are called cephalochordata. But a chordate that is what? Its notochord is totally replaced by bone of vertebral column are called vertebrata. So this is the what? RH Whittaker classification. In summary now, RH Whittaker classify all living things into the what? Into the 5 kingdoms. What is the first kingdoms? 5. The first one is what? Monera. The second one is what? Protista. What the third one? Fungi. What the fifth one? Plantae. What the fourth one? Fifth one. And the what? Animalia. So the RH Whittaker in 1969. Said it now. 1969 is the one that is what? Help us what? To nullify the what? The classification of what? Of Carl van Linnaeus in his book of what? Systema Naturae in 1754. So the RH Whittaker now what? Classify all into what? Into the 5 kingdoms. Kingdom Monera, Protista, Fungi, Plantae, and Animalia based on kind of what? Of cell they have, nucleus, cell wall, and what? Organization. I forgot one thing. So I said what? RH Whittaker use what? The kind of cell the animal has to what? To classify them. What is the kind of cell? Is what? Prokaryotics and eukaryotics. Pro what? Chaotic cell and what? Eukaryotic cell. Yes. This is what R.H. Whitaker used what to classify all living organisms. He said what? Deep prokaryotic, he said what? Any animal or living organism that is have a what? A prokaryotic cell. What prokaryotic cell? Any organism that have what? Indefinite nucleus. Indefinite what? I've explained it in my no later after this we'll do it in what? I will explain it in the cell biology. So the prokaryotic cell is what? Is a cell that is lack what? Nuclear membrane. But eukaryotic cell is a cell that is has what? That is have nuclear membrane, and genetic material in eukaryotic cell can be found inside what? Inside nucleus. But genetic material of prokaryotic cell can be found in what? In cytoplasm of what? Of cell. And out of all these five kingdoms we have now, the only Monera is pro what? Prokaryotics. This Protista is what? Eukaryotics. Fungi is also what? Eukaryotics. Plantae is also what? Eukaryotics. Animalia is also what? What? Eukaryotics. So the out of the five kingdoms of what? Of R.H. Whitaker is the only Monera that's our prokaryotic cell. And the simplest living organism is what? Is Monera, where the complex or the advanced living organism is what? Is kingdom Animalia. Is kingdom what? And what? Animalia. So that is all about what? R.H. what? Whitaker what? Classification. So the next thing now we need to treat now is what? Taxonomy hierarchy.